Welcome to Mendel Center Connections. I am Grace Kelmer, Director of the Mendel Center, and I'm here with Mike Nadolski, Executive Director of the Mendel Center. Hi, Mike.
Good morning, Grace.
Good morning. Yeah, so we've taken a bit of a break from Mendel Center Connections, but we had to come back today because there's just too much to talk about here.
So much, especially in the world of National Geographic, which we're so excited to be the only venue in this region who was selected to host National Geographic events. And we've done that already twice, very successfully this year. Of course, one of those was, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna say this is a series that happens all over the country, and it is kind of a coup for us to have it here at our venue in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Absolutely. Of course, National Geographic, the longtime publication known for its pictures in particular and its views of the world, all around the world, nature and societies. And it's just a fascinating part really of our American tradition that's been going on for decades and decades. But now really brought to life on stage with, it's really truly spectacle, these shows. And they really are shows. They're presentations, but they involve video, they involve spectacular pictures. We have the enormous screen set up on the Mendel Center main stage, and then the
20 feet by 30 feet. It takes up the entire stage. It's like you're in a movie theater, the size of the screen.
Yeah, people walk into the theater and go, wow. And that's before the content even really hits them, which the speakers are so dynamic and passionate. They're obviously tops in their field in terms of, in a couple of cases. And in fact, the first three cases are all wildlife photographers, and but with different specialties. Brian Scarry kicked it off with his underwater, the view of the oceans. And, it's so timely too with the global warming, that's hitting us, climate change, and just really high impact views, firsthand views and accounts of the impact that we've been having on the world. But that's part of the story, but then also falling in love with the animals that are part of the imagery of all this.
Yeah, that's one thing that Philippe D'Andrade, who was here in earlier this month, something he did is where Brian Scarry took more of the environmental view and the view of the health of the oceans. Philippe really turned it inwards as well and talked about how the animals had impacted his own personal story of growth and figuring out who he was as a person, but then falling in love with nature and the importance in our lives as well. So two very different, but both extremely impressive and engaging presentations so far.
Yeah, and just the education, that dimension of it, to the insights, the imagery of animals, that the close up doing things that they normally do that we don't get a chance to see, and also the behind the scenes view of what it took to get those shots, that video, those video segments and the shots. Those stories are fascinating too.
Yeah, Brian Scarry shared that when you're a National Geographic explorer or photographer, you are not allowed to delete any photo that you take. So he has tens of thousands of photos that he'll take in a shoot, or make, as he says, he makes photos because he sees every photo he makes as art. And he has to submit every single photo to Nat Geo, and then the editors look from there. But so even if he takes a mistake photo of his shoe, he has to submit that to Nat Geo. So I just found that very interesting. But that's the type of detail and just interesting behind the scenes stories you get from these speakers too.
Okay, I was just going to say, I know too, all the different dimensions and layers, and everybody hooks into different things. But I'll tell you, I stand out in that lobby, in our main stage lobby, and say goodnight to everybody as they're leaving. And people come out of these presentations, and especially Philippe, the last one we had in, they were like, wow, he was the best presenter we've ever had. I mean, his passion for his work was through the roof, and people could feel that. Plus, he's highly knowledgeable. He speaks 3 languages. I mean, and he just took complex concepts about nature and the wild kingdom basically and brought them right to everybody's level so everyone could connect with it. Great experience to bring families, children to.
Mhm.
I know it's a school night. We have these booked during weeknights, but it's really worth it. And is education all in the classroom? Of course not. These folks give us a window to their world, which is highly unique and very entertaining and informative.
Yep. So we have two more of these coming up after we flip the calendar into 2022. The next one actually comes up really quickly on Tuesday, January 11th. We have Steve Winter, who is a National Geographic explorer, and his topic, he's going to be talking about big cats. So on the trail of big cats.
Yeah, and he is so, I mean, he was named BBC Wildlife Photographer of the Year, BBC Wildlife Photojournalist of the Year, two-time winner of the Picture of the Year, International's Global Vision Award. His awards go on and on. He's appeared on 60 Minutes, CBS Nightly News, NPR, BBC, CNN, National Geographic Wild.
The whole alphabet.
And all kinds of other media outlets. But in other words, he really knows what he's doing. I mean, he's an expert, he's award-winning and passionate about his work. In fact, Brian Scary, when he saw that Steve Winter was going to be here, he was like, wow, he's amazing. And I'm like, well, if Brian Scary, who is amazing, says Steve Winter is amazing, I can't wait.
Yeah, these speakers are all just such fans of each other too. I've gotten that from the first two, that we tell them the lineup and then they, oh my gosh, that person's great. And oh, I love working with him. Or in Philippe's case, he's younger. So he was saying, oh, that's someone whose work I aspire. I would love to get to the point in my career where I can focus on one type of animal and really deep dive into that and have that be the basis of my career. So this is the type of person, Steve Winter, he's been doing this for decades now, and it just shows his level of detail and his passion.
So the first three speakers were really wild kingdom, nature focused. And then the fourth speaker coming in is Kara Cooney, and she'll be here on Thursday, March 24th, 7 p.m. And her topic is When Women Ruled the World.
Yeah, so Kara Cooney, Dr. Kara Cooney, she's a professor of Egyptology, of Egyptian art and architecture at UCLA. And she specializes in craft production, coffin studies, and economies in the ancient world, which is just so specific and fascinating. It's amazing. She
did a movie for a documentary for well, actually it was a comparative archaeology television series entitled Out of Egypt, and it aired in 2009 on the Discovery Channel, and it's still out there on Netflix and Amazon if you want to check that out. But she's also written a book, When Women Ruled the World, Six Queens of Egypt, and she'll be diving into that material. It explores the lives of six remarkable female pharaohs. So that it's going to be fascinating. It's a look at history through a different lens that I personally haven't experienced before. So I'm looking forward to that perspective shift.
I think people who know National Geographic know that they do have these two different areas of focus. They have the photography element, and then they also have the human interest and the sociological view of things and looking at different cultures, both current and through history. So this is just bringing in that other half of what people know Nat Geo for already.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we are so excited to get Nat Geo in here is there's really no other organization like them. The focus that they have and the standards that they have are just so important and so well respected. I mean, it's a phenomenal, I guess, brand, you could say. But you say National Geographic and people go, oh yeah. I mean, people connect. So hopefully folks will come out, and you folks will come out and see this. I know you won't be disappointed. They're just fascinating, amazing presenters. And there's more coming next year, so get ready. So you may as well dive in now and come along on the journey with all of us, and enlighten yourself and your children, and bring your friends. And it's truly a great Mendel Center experience.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thank you,
Come
Mike.
on out.
Yep. If you're interested in tickets, you can get those at themendelcenter.com or by calling the box office 269-927-8700. So, all right. See you in January.
You bet.